Guinness Book. Prague's castle is the largest ancient castle complex in the world. So if you are in Prague, don't go to the castle, it's like you have never been in Prague. For this tour, we head for one of the largest squares in Prague, Wenceslas Square. That's in the new town. Then we go towards the old town to see the astronomical clock, the tin church, the Jan Hus monument. Not long after, we have a short break to relax, after which we go back to the old town to see two of the most prominent buildings in Prague, the Powder Tower and the Municipal House. And finally, we explore the Jewish quarter called Josefov. We finish up by the river with a beautiful view on the castle. Wenceslas Square, one of the largest squares in Prague. On both sides of the square is the new town, and behind you it's the old town, where we'll go later. Before, the old town was surrounded by a wall and a moat, and this place where we are standing now was the horse market outside of the city. The horse market became Wenceslas Square in the 14th century, when Charles IV decided to found the new town. In the late 19th century, the early 20th century, many parts of the historic center of Prague were demolished and completely redeveloped. If you look up at the building around here, most of which dates back from this period, there are some fine examples of the Czech decorative style used during this time. At the far end, you see the dominant features of the square with the National Museum, with the dome, and in front of an equestrian statue, the statue of Saint Wenceslas. Does anyone know who is Saint Wenceslas? It's the good King Wenceslas from the Christmas Carol. But he was never a king, he was a duke, one of the early rulers of the first dynasty in Bohemia, the Przemyslids. That was in the 10th century. Under the Przemyslids, Bohemia became part of the Holy Roman Empire. And in the 13th century, Bohemia was the most powerful state within the empire. But after 400 years of reign, the dynasty of Przemyslids died out with the murder of Wenceslas III. That was in 1306, just when the name getting pronounceable. Why I say that? Because Przemyslids is writing P-R-E at the beginning. The Czech way of saying R is R. So like in Spanish or in Italian. So everyone repeat after me. R.
R.
Yeah, good. R. R. Ah, good, good. Dates back to the 13th century. It offers a large range of fresh fruits, vegetables, and many souvenirs for tourists. So if you like the marketplace, I recommend you to go there. If you want to buy a souvenir, it's better to know what is traditional or not. Have you seen the nesting dolls in the shop? The colorful nesting dolls? It's Russian. Absolutely. So it's not a good souvenir at all. What about the puppet? Have you seen there are lots of puppets? Puppet could be a good souvenir because during the 19th century it was forbidden to speak Czech in the theater. German was the official language. So puppet shows helped to preserve the Czech identity. So puppet, good souvenir. Czech Republic is famous for its production of fine art glass and crystal. So luxurious, but good souvenir. I recommend you 4 dishes which are popular and really traditional. The goulash, first, it's my favorite. Goulash is originally from Hungary. In Hungary it's a soup. Here it's beef with onions, marinated in beer. Delicious. It's often served with potatoes pancakes. Really good. Second one, Zvichkova. Zvichkova, it's beef again, in cream sauce with cranberry dip, whipped cream, lemon. Third, the most expensive one, pork knuckle. It's the knee of the pork, so it's 1,200 grams of meat, like that. It's a huge portion of meat with small portion of sauce, cucumbers, cabbage, and that's all. So the most important thing is the portion of meat. It's really good. And the last one, is there any vegetarian here? Yeah, one. Okay. Okay.
Too bad.
Would you like a beer? No, there is one vegetarian dish which is traditional. It's the fried cheese. It's served with fried potatoes. It's really good. So it's not really healthy, but it's really good. You should try it. Yes, so now we have a dish. We need something to drink.
Benjamin, what's the last one called? Grilled cheese in Czech?
Fried cheese. In Czech, cheese is syr. So S-Y-R with the accent of the Y. Syr.
Syr, yeah.
Smečný, I'm not sure. And the most valuable part of the house is the portal with the 2 sculptures of 2 bears two men, and the whole portal is covered by decoration with flower motifs. Many houses in Prague get a house sign like this. It could be an animal, musical instrument, saint. It tells story about the owner, the profession, or they are connected with important events or legends. But there's another reason. Until the late 18th century, house numbers didn't exist in Prague, so house signs help people find their way around the city. That was for the orientation. If you have a meeting with a friend, just say, okay, let's meet in front of the house at the two golden bears, for example. Now we have Google Maps. We have Google say that the 200 house signs in Prague, just have a look of the entrance and you think about my phone and you say, okay, I remember why that. In 1410, so at the end of the Middle Ages, and we can have a perception of a medieval perception of the universe. So for example, at this time, we thought that the center of the universe wasn't the sun, but swapping spaces and by disrupting horizontal and vertical lines. That's what you can see here. Original Cubist architecture is extreme. 11. And you see the Princess Livius, the mosaic? Legend said that she was the one that founded the city, the Princess Livius. The square, which is just here, named the Republic Square, because on this black balcony, the Czechoslovak Republic was proclaimed on the 20th of October 1918. That time, during that time, the Jewish people of Prague were being attacked and lived their lives in fear. Rabilo decided to protect the Jews against pogrom by creating the golem. So the golem is a giant with a human appearance. To activate him, the word Emet, E-M-E-T, meaning truth, was placed on Golem's forehead. To deactivate Golem, Rabilo just have to remove the first letter of the word Emet, changing it to Met, meaning death. But people believe that Rabilo hid the Golem in the attic of the synagogue. The entrance into the area was forbidden for hundreds of years and the stairs to the attic were removed. According to the legend, Golem is still inside. So it's not a new legend because the Jewish community in the world know this legend. They know that Golem comes from Prague and both of them believe that Golem is still here. So it could be a good souvenir as well, the Golem. Yeah? This is the Vltava River, the Czech national river, the longest river in the Czech Republic. And on your right, this is a beautiful park called the Letna Park. If you want to take the trip, it's a metronome. Yeah, it's a metronome. It was placed here in 1981 and it replaced another statue which was really huge. So here before it was the largest representation of Stalin in the world, the largest. And so this metronome replaced this statue of Stalin, so it's a symbol of the democracy after the communism. But why a metronome? Because the metronome means that now the Czech people control the time, so nobody from outside of the city, outside of the country can decide what is good or not for their own politics, for their own country. The thing is that sometimes the metronome doesn't work. People believe that it's because of our democracy. It's a symbol of our democracy. The best accent, like not the worst.
Well, you can. So this was our guide Benjamin.
Hello.
Hello. He's French, by the way, which is also
Exactly.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
So Benjamin, tell us a bit about Good Tours and.
Oh, Good Prague Tours. So this is the company at Good Prague Tours. The concept is the free tour. So you get a tour for free after you have an experience.
Yeah.
You can show your appreciation in the form of tips, and we walk during 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah,
indeed.
3
That
hours.
was really nice.
In
really
the
good
old
guys.
town. It's a large introduction about the city, the Czech Republic. We talk about food. We talk about lots of things,
Yeah.
and we have them together. This is the only goal, to see the smile.